Yeah, Coach, I hate to be so specific right off the bat, but I wanted to ask you about Rashard Higgins and just, you know, how, the huge catches he made down the stretch last week. And what did you think of that,
Yeah,
high point catch?
man, he made every play that came his way, and that was really impressive and good for him. It's the kind of the theme of our season as a team right now. The next guy up, right? And he came in and didn't flinch at all. And I know Baker has confidence in all of our receivers. He showed up huge, and that catch was one of the biggest ones of the game, uncertain, but really proud of him because he puts in the work. He really off the field, on the practice field. And to have that opportunity and step up and make one of the biggest plays of the game, that's what it's all about. So really proud of him.
What does it say about him, though, that he's had such a rocky, I know you weren't here, but he's had kind of a rocky career, that he's hung in there through all that?
That's resiliency, and that's what it's all about. In this league, it never is easy. It's very rarely easy, but you got to keep fighting and continue to work and then wait for your opportunity. That's what he's done, and he made the most of that opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marlo. We'll go to Scott Petrick next.
Hey, Coach, I know you guys rely on Jarvis a ton anyway, but do you have to lean on him even more without Odell?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a leader of the offense. He really got us going in that game. We completed a little keeper to him in the flat. He broke tackles and had an explosive game that really got us started offensively. So moving forward, obviously, he is a big part of the offense, but without pressing, we're going to have to find ways that he can help us.
And do you think he's the kind of guy that likes taking the extra load on his shoulders?
Absolutely. All those guys like that, the dominant alpha guys like he is, they love that having that put onto their shoulders. So, we'll be smart with what we do and how much we ask Juice to do, but he can really get us going, and he did in that game on Sunday.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Jeff Shadell, you're up.
Coach, I want to ask, how do you expect defenses to defend you differently now that you don't have Odell in your game plan?
Yeah, oftentimes you'll see when you have an elite receiver like Odell that teams will try to double him in some form or fashion, whether it be in man or zone coverage with the safety over the top. So maybe not quite as many as those coverages, but we're going to have to find ways to distribute the ball and fill that void, because it's a big void that Odell not being here is going to leave us. So we got to fill it from multiple places.
Thank you, Jeff. Anthony Postal has our next question.
Hey, Coach. How valuable has Kareem been as a receiver these last few weeks when the run game has been slowed down a bit? He's leading all running backs and receiving touchdowns right now. And so how important has it been for him to continue producing on pass plays?
It's a huge part of his game, his skill set. He's a really good receiver out of the backfield. So, finding ways to get him as many touches as possible, whether it's handing it to him or throwing it to him, he's very valuable as a receiver as well as a runner.
And would you add Kareem into that group of guys who could potentially see more opportunities in the passing game with Odell out? Does his injury give Kareem an even bigger role in the offense in any way?
He already has a big role right now, and part of that's coming out of the backfield as a receiver. So, like I said, it's going to take all of us to fill that void. We have to run better. We have to protect better. We have to, get open. We have to use multiple receivers and highlight what the guys do well, and we'll do that moving forward.
Thank you, Anthony. Additional questions for Coach? Jeff Shadell, back to you.
Hey, Alex, when you look at that Raiders defense, what stands out to you about them?
Yeah, they're a big group of guys up front. I think their ends are long, they're tall guys, and they're big. The thing that stands out is they all play with a motor. That they're finishing to the football on every snap. You can tell that as you watch the tape. We got to do a great job of finishing our blocks and being great with our ball security, because they chase to the football. In the back end, they're a talented group back there as well. They've been in that scheme now for a few years, and they have a good understanding of who they are and what they do, and it shows on defense. It's going to be a big challenge for us, no question.
Thank you, Jeff. Back to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Coach, do you think Baker can use that finish against the Bengals as kind of a jumping off point for the rest of his season?
I hope so. I love the way he played. He was locked in, through the course of the game. His week of preparation was one of the best to that point. And, that's really the blueprint. That's what we expect each week. So, hopefully now he's after the Steeler game, he's got a little confidence, a little swagger back in his game. You can see that in practice. And moving forward, we just have to, keep that same consistency, protect the football first and foremost, and then you give your guys chances to make plays, which you did.
And when he's 0 for 5 with that pick, do you have to settle him down at all? Like, what are your conversations like with him Sunday?
No, it really didn't talk much with him. Spoke a little bit with coach how we can maybe get him something easy to get going. Things like that. But it's game day, and that stuff's going to happen. You're going to go through streaks. At the end of the game, I had no idea that he had gone on the hot streak that he had. We were just operating one series at a time, talking through the series on the sideline. I didn't even know he had 5 touchdowns until after the game. That's how focused we were, one series at a time, going back and seeing how they played us in each series and getting the calls ready for the next series. So that's the focus that we all need to have. He was extremely locked in, and at the end of the day, you look up and when you complete the ball as many times as he did in a row and have the touchdown production that he had, you're like, oh wow, okay, I didn't realize that. But that's like you said, it's a good starting point, launch point for what we're expecting from him.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. To Mary Kay Cabot.
When you looked back on it, when you watched the film and sort of then realized what the magnitude of that performance, was it, pretty remarkable that he almost had to be, pretty much near perfect to finish out the game the way that he did? And is it one of the, better performances that you've seen?
It definitely is. As you look back on it, it definitely is. Guys obviously made huge plays and huge catches. But Baker gave those guys the opportunity to do that. Some of those balls may have been incompleted, but our guys went up and they made the plays. But as far as quarterback play goes, it was definitely one of those days as you look back and say, wow, that was pretty good ball played by the QB.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mary Kay. To Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Coach. I know you talked about Rashard Higgins a little bit already. I was wondering, though, with him and Baker, I get that they had a lot of reps together in the past, Baker's rookie season and everything. But do you think there's something more to that? Is there just is there a natural connection that can't be explained by just a lot of reps that some guys have with each other? And do you see that?
I do. I see a good relationship there. They have fun with each other. They enjoy being around each other, kind of busting each other's chops a little bit. So that's fun to see. But I think the reps is where it comes. The repetition of practice. As you said, he's throwing a lot of balls to him in a lot of different situations. So the more you have those opportunities, the more comfortable you are with the guy.
Thanks, Nate. We'll go to Scott Pedrick, and we need to make this the last one, Coach.
Hey, do you get the feel that Kareem is getting healthier? Because it seemed like he ran about as hard as he has all season last week.
I hope so. I do. I think that I was really impressed with his ability to break tackles. He ran hard in that game, got us a lot of hard, extra 30 yards, and hopefully he's feeling better each week moving forward.